Over the weekend, I attended the Porthcawl Model Railway exhibition, held from August 8th to August 9th, 2025, at the stunning Orangery in Margam Park. Organised by the Porthcawl Model Railway Club, this was their first major show since 2017, and I was so happy to have another Welsh show to attend. The Orangery is probably the most stunning location I've ever seen for a model railway exhibition. The show featured a variety of model railway layouts, other exhibits, and trade support, making it an excellent event. In this video, we're going to take a look at all the incredible layouts and exhibits that were on display. Exhibition videos like this are made possible by the patrons on Patreon and our channel members. If you're interested in supporting the production of future videos, head on over to my Patreon. The link is in the description. And of course, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming videos coming out regularly. Ynysybwl is a fantastic 4mm scale EM gauge layout from the Cardiff 4mm group. This impressive model is a faithful replica of the prototype station and its surrounding area, set in the year 1922, just prior to the Taff Vale Railway losing its independent identity. The rolling stock is a wonderful collection of scratch-built, kit-bashed, and etched brass kits, authentically representing the types of locomotives and wagons that would have been used on the line at the time. The attention to detail is evident in the track work, which is all purpose-built, and the beautiful scenery is an adaptation of the egg crate system used at the famous Pendon Museum. All the buildings and structures on the layout are also scratch-built, adding to the incredible craftsmanship on show.
in the white bit behind it. Couldn't see into from the front. Yeah. You know, she had to kind of got her own vista. And I love that kind of thing. So did he put the names on? Yes, they were came from the models in the England. And I've got a cousin in Birmingham area, and he does it with his wife. On one occasion, they both did this during COVID, and they both rang me up and said, yeah. I'm just back there.
We even had something on a smaller scale. We had this display from Ray and Sue, which featured both N gauge and Z scale layouts. Here we have Francois military models, with their fantastic display of military figures and aircraft. The level of detail and craftsmanship on each piece is truly impressive. From Mark Hopkins, we saw a fantastic model aircraft display. Mark has been modelling mostly aeroplanes for a number of years, and his skills were apparent for all to see here. The display featured a variety of scales and models, but the standout piece for me was Dora, an enormous rail-mounted gun. Pont Y Cul is a brand new, never-before-seen model railway from Matthew Slade. This layout, based in Wales, is an NG7 or 016.5mm gauge layout. It was a real pleasure to finally meet Matt in person after watching his YouTube channel for the last decade. Many of you will know him from his fantastic home layout, Jubilee Road. Be sure to check out his YouTube channel and subscribe to see more of his fantastic modelling work. I've put a link to his channel in the description below. Bicsdale by Gwyn Chivers of the Barry and Penarth Model Railway Club is a detailed 4mm scale layout set in the Forest of Dean. This fictional scene is set in the 1950s and depicts a typical drift coal mine in operation. The railway connection from the Ross and Monmouth line was originally built to serve the nearby township, and the layout still sees plenty of passenger and freight traffic. The operation is fully DCC and is controlled using tablets and smartphones, while all the point work is hand-built, showing the incredible attention to detail on this layout.
So usual thing.
Got to get rid of the brake van first.
Yeah.
So we uncouple.
Bring it all the way in.
Since we lived in the market in the top
Yes.
Here we have a G-scale Thomas and Friends display featuring incredible prop replicas by Henry Fan 91. These models take the Bachmann G-scale range to the next level, making them look even more accurate to the classic TV series. They are remote controlled with smoke and lights, and all have interchangeable faces. We can see Thomas, Percy, James and the rest of the gang, along with custom-made models of Edward, Mavis, Duck and Bill and Ben, engines that are not available in the G-scale range from Bachmann. Be sure to follow Henry Fan 91, also known as Ashley, on social media for his incredible modelling work where he posts videos of these engines in action. Ashley also takes commission work, so if you're looking for your own custom model, be sure to get in touch with him. Merriott is a 00 gauge layout from Reg Owen of the Pont Y Cul Model Railway Club. This is a medium-sized terminus station, loosely based in the area of Crewcon, that includes a parcel depot, a milk depot, and a small locomotive servicing area. The layout features a great mix of southern and western region rolling stock. The station and parcel depot are beautifully detailed, and the scratch-built milk depot adds a unique touch.
Twice. You gonna take out a little extra?
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. You don't seem to be concentrating.
Pardon?
You don't seem to be concentrating.
Well, that's things in my head. I've already worked out what I want to do next, and the next, and the next.
Reminds me of the 7 Valley station.
Perhaps that's where you got his inspiration from.
Up on the line.
Like this taxi park with the tree and all that. I was saying that to him the other day. Because
Yeah, you're going to get clear me, Rob.
Hold on.
I said,
I
you got a car in there?
Yeah.
We don't know.
I've still got the fusion in the track.
All right.
It's been doing well. Like this past 3-4 months I've been doing well. Oh yeah, he's had 2 stints. I called on him as well.
What do you mean, healing, eh?
Well, when you have a stent, you have a stent. But that's what they told me. You don't have to pay for everything.
You know, they're here.
But everything to it. Keep an eye on. But he's still volunteering on a Saturday at the shop. So
You can't be a lot, right?
I think
Were you hospital?
eh?
Were you hospital?
I don't know exactly.
Was that up with somebody else then?
For the past couple of years, they've been up to seeing up the shop. All of a sudden, his teeth are much wrong. street face
George, go up to the dead end. What, up there? Oh, good.
Well, I think we lost the dentures. Somebody had their dentures. They were doing something in the walls. Going in there, mate. Yeah. Going in there.
You're reversing all those vans by that thing, you are.
Oh, you ain't doing the inside of that.
No.
Gorton Lane, a 00 gauge layout by Brian Tucker. This layout depicts a fictitious location somewhere between Manchester and Sheffield on the long-lamented Woodhead route. Featuring 1500 volts DC overhead electrification. Set in the 1960s, it includes a small and rather run-down depot stabling Class 76 and 77 electric locomotives, alongside various Midland diesel types. This layout is a clear nod to the Woodhead line, featuring full DCC and sound operation.
Some layouts do have moving cars on them.
Yes. Yeah, well, and it does. Not allowed to get them.
Yeah, I've done a lot of video about things. Really different. No, I've done a lot of reading up about the red line, the way it goes,
also Wednesday, we were at the Home from Beach. Oh, well, we also did what we told them in the afternoon. We were quite close together,
I don't know, I'm
Formerly Wagon Maintenance Depot by Rob Pendry of the Swansea Railway Modellers Group, is an O-gauge diorama layout based on a small section of a typical wagon maintenance depot. This model is set in the mid to late 1960s and is brought to life with working point, signalling and atmospheric lighting.
It's based on the depot, which had a repair
From the Margam Marine modelers, we have an amazing display showcasing their boats and ship modelling skills. The group meets regularly right here in Margam Park. From the Bridgend and District Model Engineering Society, there was a display of models operated by the Society, which is based in Park Slip in Bridgend. We have the Polar Express from John and Christopher Jeter. This is a beautiful representation of the iconic train in S-scale. Darren is a 00 gauge layout from the Porthcawl Model Railway Club, originally built by the late Roy Williams. It is currently being extended, so a portion of the layout is incomplete at the moment. The original part of the layout is based on the South Wales Colliery Washery and Screens, which is served by a narrow gauge industrial railway. Midsomer Abbey by the Porthcawl Model Railway Club is an 009 scale layout, loosely based on a pilgrimage destination and beautifully remembers agricultural methods from past years. There are many wonderful dioramas and hidden details to discover on this layout. Caleb Burton of the Porthcawl Model Railway Club has a very creative N-scale model railway built entirely inside a suitcase. This is a fantastic example that proves that you don't need a lot of space for a model railway layout. Factory Halt by Nigel Broad is a fictitious 00 gauge layout set in the late 1940s, early 1950s. The single line was jointly run by the former Great Western Railway and London Midland Scottish. During World War II, the tunnel was bombed and the line now terminates at the factory. A water tower and coal stage were installed in the front of the bricked-up tunnel entrance so that small tank engines could replenish for their return journey. Motive power and rolling stock carrying old company logos can still be seen, along with new British Railways liveried engines and wagons. This layout is exhibited today in memory of many members and good friends who have passed away since 2020 from the Ronver Model Railway Club, where Nigel was a member for 30 years.
What I'll do then, I'll get a push call back in. That's because the crew have woke up. You haven't thought to
Johnny and corners and green pipes. That's a kit. That's Scotchville. Yeah.
What's that, church hall?
Probably
Or,
rising off the wheels.
you know, you bring these things to an exhibition and
I get nothing.
they're to scale, but I like those wagons because you can open the door and all.
Yeah, good, isn't he? I like that.
And then they're going to be lifted
Not
in.
potatoes.
Lifted in.
You're in Abbey. You're in Abbey. You're in Abbey. We will go on.
Big boy.
Yeah.
Put it on show down this one.
I don't want it.
Did you want it? Party?
This O-gauge layout is an end-to-end countryside model. Made by the Cynon Valley Model Railway Club, it's a wonderful depiction of a rural scene with a focus on detailed scenic work and realistic operation.
Nothing else on the fucking left.
It
Just
would be a
cats.
field of cats.
Jumping trains now.
Graig Wen is an O-gauge coal mining layout by David Roberts. This impressive layout depicts a colliery set between two distinct levels, featuring a very impressive locomotive worked incline.
And they just
I got some logs from my garden. Do you work with the ones on the spectrum and that sort So you're going to...
they actually work better when you put something and run it right. I think the motor sort of surges power on and off. Everyone's going to know what it is until when you pull it in. It's very small. This is a
the March edition of Railway Modeler.
Layout 79A by John Gooding is a double-O gauge layout of an engine shed situated in the northwest of England. Set in the 1950s, this is a fictitious winter scene after a light snowfall, and the level of detail is absolutely incredible. The shed and tracks are on raised ground with arches below, some of which are occupied. You can see trams still in use, and there's even demolition taking place on the opposite side of the road, with a rail-mounted snowplow and a breakdown crane on standby. The depot is a busy hub of constant traffic, including LNER locomotives that are now serviced and turned here since their shed closed in 1949.
I like Bristol. Bristol's a good one.
I missed it the last
Good stuff.
And again, there, though, sometimes you
I took my dad up. My body. But Taunton is another good one to go to. But one of the better ones I have been to is Stafford.
It's good this time, because this one, two people.
The money here when there's been a wedding on. And, you know, you literally hate to wear occasionally.
We've done various things, and what we tried to do is say to people, you know, if you're looking at this place, have the wedding there, never mind having a civic wedding.
Jeff Francis, Weobley. Who's the presentation?
Yeah, his first, 40 years ago in Porthcawl, so yes, he was around then.
He was,
Because he came here after he died. A couple of years.
Tintin was moving.
oh, right.
Good to talk to you.
Yeah, and you.
We did turn the engine down. We took it up to because we went afterwards. Yeah. I did have that way to go. Yeah, because we, you know, I don't know what it was. We faced backwards and we thought we were going forwards. Yeah, we weren't. Yeah. Must have done the whole train. The engine, yes, and the cars, the whole train.
I like this here.
Well, yeah, no, hello, yes, not do this. You know, you might have expected maybe a turntable. Yeah.
I've never seen those days when they were running like that.
Weobley Marsh is a 00 gauge layout from the Barry and Penarth Model Railway Club. This is a fictional branch line, a could-have-been scenario set in the 1950s and 60s. The line heads northwesterly from Hereford towards the town of Weobley, terminating at Weobley Marsh. A neat feature of this model is that some of the buildings are faithful replicas of the original structures in the real town.
No, but what's that little Range Rover? Not Vogue, it's
At the time, yeah, you know, whereas when I'm driving the I'm just...
All right. It's coming when I was ready, you know. Yeah.
I know Cardiff Police had a load of ordinary Morris Thousand
It's a
saloons.
bit of a variety.
It's the Wesley wheel.
Yeah, the wheel. Yeah, I've always
Yeah. That was the only way in.
EWR Suburban, so used to work into the city every day.
Yeah.
And 3 of those used to work at the top of the Abbey Valley. Short boat with wooden seats.
Wooden seats.
It was only right, keep it full compass there.
Yeah, well, of course, yeah.
Yeah, we had fabric seats.
Yeah, and they get ruined. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Penfold Priory by the Bridgend Model Railway Club is a wonderful O-gauge layout that brings to life a rich fictional history. Set in the GWR days of the 1930s and 40s with LMS running rights, the layout depicts a town that grew from a 12th century religious centre into a thriving hub with a cross-country terminus station. The scene is full of detail, from the impressive station building to the loco shed and coal yard. The locomotives and rolling stock are a mixture of kit-built, scratch-built and ready-to-run models, while all buildings are skillfully scratch-built, showcasing the level of craftsmanship that O-scale demands.
uncoupled it, so he's in section. He's isolated it then anyway.
But you want me to drain them in then? What I'll do is use it back until the coach is just overlap.
And of course, no model railway show is complete without traders. First, the show was sponsored by DMG Electac, who are suppliers of electronic materials for the hobby industry. GLR Bespoke Services, who specialise in custom-made model railway layouts, and of course MIB Models, a hobby shop with an emphasis on model railways, wargaming, paints and tools in Bridgend. For traders, we had Model Tech, the developers of the ProTrack rail aligner. They have sold over 100,000 of them worldwide, and their stand also offered second-hand models as well as a range of new Oxford Rail products. TRS Trains specialises in DCC smoke and sound installations, as well as resprays, custom build projects, and a range of resin kits. Kyle from TRS Trains and Ashley, also known as Henry Fan, have recently collaborated to start a new series of children's books called In the Siding. The series brings steam engines and diesels to life in heartfelt stories designed to help younger readers navigate real-world challenges. I was able to briefly speak to them about their project, so let's hear from them both.
Hi, I'm Ashley Atkins-Walsh and I'm the author of George the Ploughman Engine.
I'm Kyle Humphreys and I did all the artwork, and my son George was the basis for the book, like the story behind the book.
Yeah, it sort of all started about 6 months ago when we had a conversation about your son, and you mentioned that you'd created George as a character, and I just proposed about writing a book about it and doing something different with trains and telling stories that issues children might be going through in real life, but told through the perspective of an engine. George is not a story about an engine being diagnosed with diabetes, because that's not possible in the world of steam, but it's more of a metaphor and an analogy of a steam engine going through a change on their fuel consumption and their energy levels, and how that affects them and the mental process they go through. And that's based on your son's story and what he went through.
Yeah. Well, he was diagnosed at 18 months old, so he was quite young, younger than I think a lot of people are diagnosed. But when he was diagnosed, obviously, it flipped our worlds upside down. But for him, didn't really know what was going on because how young he was. But at the time, we didn't realise. But it turns out that quite a lot of youngsters are diagnosed, and it's all the information is just kind of thrown at them, and they just got to get on with it and deal with it. So we thought maybe through the book, it can help explain like some of the feelings that they go through, and maybe help them kind of navigate the first couple of months or years, I suppose.
We had a look at some other stuff. There's no disrespect to any other authors who write about other stuff. As for what we wanted to do in our approach was about making something that was more of an analogy or metaphor, so that when a child was reading the book, they didn't feel that they were reading the book about them being diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. They were reading a book about a steam engine going through a process of how the energy source they were using wasn't working for them, and they needed to change something in order to have the energy to live life day by day and get through it. And the mental process that you go through and the friends you come across along the way. We are looking as well to collaborate with smaller scale heritage railways and find railways that own their own steam engine and want to have their steam engine featured in the book.
So Vulcan is currently at the North Tyneside Railway, and that railway is issued in a good, I get to say 45% of the book. Yeah, because that's the move. It moves from South Wales, where they were built, to North Tyneside, where it currently resides. So you can find our books on our website, insidin.com.
Yeah.
We also will be setting up online eBay store as of next week, because I feel like that's a bit easier accessible for most people.
I sincerely hope that you've enjoyed this look at the Port Talbot Model Railway Exhibition 2025. As always, if you want to keep up to date with model railway exhibitions and railway videos in general, please subscribe to the channel and be sure to check out my other videos if you're interested. And if you have any questions about the layouts or traders, please leave a comment below. A very well done to the Porthcawl Model Railway Club for organising this fantastic show. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Au revoir.